the living canvas. Sophie had always been drawn to art, especially the strange and surreal. So when she found an eerie, abstract painting at a small gallery, she couldn't resist. It depicted a dark, swirling landscape, shapes barely discernible among the thick strokes of color. There was something unsettling about it, but she still bought it on the spot and hung it in her living room. Over the next few days, Sophie noticed odd details in the painting that hadn't been there before. There seems to be new shapes that appeared, and at times, she felt as though she were being watched from within the canvas. She told herself it was just her imagination, but each time she turned away, she'd catch a glimpse of movement out of the corner of her eye. One night, unable to shake the feeling of being observed, Sophie stayed up, staring at the painting from across the room. To her horror, she noticed the surface of the painting was moving. The dark shapes within seemed to swell and recede as if the painting were taking shallow, uneven breaths. Heart pounding, she inched closer, mesmerized by the subtle rise and fall, and soon heard faint whispers drifting from its depths. Her pulse quickened, a chill creeping over her. She leaned in, barely inches away now, and saw ghostly faces within the colors, eyes wide and mouths open in silent screams. They stared at her desperately, reaching toward her from within the painted world. Before she could pull back, one of the hands stretched out, crossing the boundary of the frame, and latched onto her wrist. She screamed, but the hand pulled harder, dragging her closer to the painting. Her vision blurred, the room dissolving around her as she felt herself sinking into the canvas. The dark colors enveloped her, thick and suffocating, twisting her into the painted world where everything was warped, distorted, and wrong. Now, trapped within, Sophie found herself among the twisted shapes and faces, surrounded by endless swirling shadows. She tried to scream, but her voice was swallowed by the thick paint, blending into the other trapped souls, all frozen in torment. Outside, the painting was still, but if anyone looked closely, they'd see Sophie's face within it, eyes wide in horror, reaching out with her mouth open in a silent, eternal scream, forever a part of the living canvas.